What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Friends of Mortgage Heroes. Today, we are humbled to be joined by a top 0.01% sales leader. This man has knocked on over 250,000 doors. He's trained over 1,000 salespeople, a man of faith, a husband, a leader of 2 daughters. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome, VP of Sales Acceleration at Legacy Power, Ashton Buswell.
Let's
go.
But we got 3 daughters.
Oh, three. Four. I saw 2 on the Instagram. I was like, oh, damn. Missed the other 2. 4 daughters.
Missed 1, Brian. We're all good. That's awesome. Hey, what an introduction, huh?
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here, man.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, happy Friday.
Thanks.
We're so stoked to have you here, but go on, Brian. Let's get this.
So 2005, you busted in the scene in door knocking. Tell us what that first door was like.
Oh man, my first door. So I knocked doors. It was in college. I had a friend that told me that I should try to go sell some satellite dishes at the time, like Dish Network and DirecTV. And I went out with a mentor, and he was crazy confident, and he showed me how to be crazy confident. And we got to sell within the first hour and a half. And he gave me a binder, and he said, "I got to go train some other guys. I'll pick you back up at 9 o'clock." And I legit got off the airplane. I was an assistant manager for some training with the guys of we're in the game. Mm-hmm. I didn't unpack a thing. We put our suitcases at the apartment and we bolted to get the doors, So anyway, we were out knocking from 1 o'clock until 9 o'clock, and I was by myself for 7.5 of those hours or whatever, 6.5 of those hours.
Damn.
And it was fun.
That's 20 years ago. You know, that's 20 years ago. Yeah. I didn't know you can hire a 13-year-old at that time.
No, I was 20. How old was I? 22?
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you must have been in college.
Yeah.
So not only you're going to college, now you're going door to door. How is that? Because most of us, we were going to college to find a career, not to go door knocking.
Yeah. And actually, when I said 22, I was probably 23 or 24. But yeah, in between college semesters, where I went to school, it was kind of a thing where it was like a summer job.
Okay.
Hey, you can go get an internship and maybe make some money, maybe not make some money. What got me, when they were recruiting me, they said, hey, you can work your tail off and make $20,000 in the summer. And today's dollars, that's not as much as what it was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
but for me, I thought, man, if I can just focus on grades and girls and not have to worry about a job during college, I'm in. And
GG's.
I doubled that, made $40,000, and haven't looked back.
Shut the heck up. That was a turning point. You're like, well, wait a minute. I'm getting a college career, and here I am, college degree. I'm sorry, and here I am making 40 G's, and we're talking about summertime. That's only is it 4 months? Because I thought it was more like 2.5. These
depending where you're
at. Yeah, but that's still not bad. Do the math.
Oh, it was good. It was really good
for a 24-year-old.
Yeah, young kid. Yeah, they had me. They hooked me with that.
So did you finish college?
Yeah,
you finished college.
Yeah,
nice. All right.
Some guys, when they start getting that taste,
you would assume that it's I'm making 20Ks. What do I need the freaking diploma for?
Yeah,
but that's admirable.
Yeah, no, I thought that it would be a good idea to have that. I don't know that it served me all that much. I guess I'll tell you this: when I graduated from college, something I'll just say about sales, and particularly where I started door-to-door sales. I'm still in door-to-door sales, but most of it's referral now. But the education I got in the first 4 months of door knocking, I felt like was a better education than what my whole college degree was in business. And when I graduated from BYU when they were ranked number 1 in undergraduate business degrees.
Wow.
And so it's not a knock on BYU, but it's a testament of what that door-to-door, what sales does for you, right? And some people look at it like you're getting denied 40 times every day. If I meet 40 homeowners, I choose to look at it, I get 40 opportunities to get better every day, right? And if I'm trying to get better every day, the more shots I'm taking, the more opportunities I have to get better, right? And so just learning about life and business and sales and how important sales is to any company. It's the lifeblood of any company.
Yeah.
So your salespeople need to be good. And anyway, I learned a lot from that.
No, I love that you share that, because we have a lot of our youth, they they communicate now via text, right? They could be right here and they're communicating via text. There's power behind the words that you say. And if you're talking to a person, I am making an eye-to-eye contact, you know, it just becomes, you learned how to build that relationship. And everybody's so different. So you got 40 doors. You got somebody, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I already have it. You know, I don't have time for this. So it's like, how do you object? Like, how do you handle that when 40 doors, you know, and to stay so positive?
Yeah. And the doors that actually get me the most are the ones that aren't home. I'd rather have somebody tell me no than not answer the door. Just answer the freaking door.
You gotta keep going back until the answer.
Yeah, let me talk to you. Like, it's boring. I get like, there's nobody home. You know, I'd rather have you tell me no than not. So one thing, and this is not a skill that I had immediately.
Yeah.
But I have totally built over time, and I'm super grateful for it. I feel like it's something that God's helped me develop.
I like that.
Is the ability to look at everyone as a really good human being. And it doesn't sound like that's really that important, but if you're in sales and you're getting rejected all the time, we want our guys to knock like 60 to 100 doors a day. You're not going to talk to all 100 of them, right? But if you're out there beating, you know, hitting those doors, you're getting all those opportunities. And you do have people that like yell at you. I'm in solar right now, and in solar in Southern California, everybody's had their door knocked on a billion times. They're like, "Is this solar?" Like right away, and you got to learn how to quickly connect with somebody.
Yeah,
you know, because they're gonna try to reject you real fast. And anyway, I look at every single person that I see every single day. Doesn't matter where we're at, as a really good human. And when I do that, if they come at me and they yell at me, they're just having a bad day. That's how I think of it. So it's not necessarily you know, they're a bad person. They woke up today, again, I don't care what religion you are, what race you are, what country you're from, right? What your favorite breakfast cereal is, doesn't matter to me, you know. You're a good human and I'm a good human. Let's have a good interaction. And then if it's not so good, I'm still a good human and so are you.
Yeah.
You're just having a bad day. I'll catch you another day.
There you go. That's awesome. I know exactly what you mean. And that just keeps you always smiling and, you know, doing what you do.
Yeah.
So tell me, I had to go, and as soon as I heard some of the things that you talk about, I told Tanya, first of all, a red car, just put it inside the garage. I don't want Ashton to come over here and sell me on that.
No.
Oh, the plants, if the plants are hanging, you know, let's take those off.
With those.
Yeah. And then my mother, that's what my mother-in-law's name is.
Mary.
Yeah.
He's like, have her not answer any doors as they're knocking.
I sell every Mary. That's so funny, dude.
So tell me
your address, dude. I need to go talk to Mary.
803 Troy. Hey, just go at it. I don't have I hit everything from you.
Oh,
you know,
funny.
so obviously you see that, like, what's been like your numbers on that one? I love that. Like when I heard that, I'm like, that's freaking super dope.
What he's talking about, I've got a post on Instagram and some stuff on YouTube that talks about my mentality when I'm approaching a sale. In my mind, as I'm walking to the door, as I'm walking to an office, as I'm walking wherever, I'm saying, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it, right? All over and over and over again, right? And if I've got lots of reps, if I'm a somebody calling all the time, and I'm fine, and I know their name, like, oh man, Robert, dude, I sell every Robert. This is it, this is it, this is it, this is it, right? And I dial it up, and Robert didn't answer. Like, too bad for you, Robert, because you really needed that. I'll call you later, you know. And this is it, this is it, this is it. And I make stuff up mentally. I wrestled in high school and college. I wrestled since I was in second grade.
Nice.
And a lot of wrestling is all mentality, right?
Yep.
You got to be strong and you got to know the technique. But once you get to a certain level, you weigh the exact same. Yeah. You're within like 0.1 or 0.2 of a pound of the person you're wrestling.
Yeah.
Now their physique may be a little bit different, but you're basically the same size.
Gotcha.
So what's the difference is your mental game and your beating on your craft, right?
Yep.
Like how much time you've put in on the mat. And the same thing goes when I'm you know, out on the doors, and my mentality becomes I'm in selling. It's my mentality that wins.
Gotcha.
Right? My mentality of this is it, this is it, this is it. And I'll make stuff up. And he was referencing, like, if I see people that have little plants that are hanging out on the front, like
toast.
the pot plant, like those, I sell everyone that has one of those.
It's a toast.
And if they have a white truck, it's a red truck, game over. You know what I mean? If they have a boat out in the front yard, like, sorry, buddy.
Hey, I'm gonna go canvassing for these referrals.
Yeah, just go ahead and give me your credit card information now. We can start there because it's going down, right? And I And that's how I look at all of them. And guess what happens? It eventually becomes it.
I like that.
And when I walk away, I'll say, I knew it. See, I told you, right? To myself.
I feel so
I knew
good.
it.
You know, I love that you mentioned that, because I feel that, when you switch your perspective, you start aligning yourself with different things that can happen for you. But if you're thinking the opposite of what you want to happen, then what do you expect to happen? Instead of rather telling yourself this is going to happen, this is going to happen, might not happen right when you've said it the first time or even the 10th, 20th time. But chances are that you're moving something in the world that's going to align you to fall along the steps of getting to what you want.
Sure.
But I think it all starts by believing in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. If you don't got that, you don't have anything. Like, get out of there.
No, of course.
You're going backwards.
Something that this falls and spills over onto is you mentioned, and you've repeated this plenty of times, marry the process, not the result. What has that looked for you throughout your career? Different seasons require different efforts. How has that transcended into your business and life?
Yeah. So I think it's a principle that I've physically have witnessed and I've participated in, and it's a natural law, right? Like the process is really where the enjoyment also should be, not the end reward. Like, I've worked my tail off for this massive end reward, and I get it. And it's like the satisfaction lasts about 15 minutes.
Whoa.
And then it's like, that's it. I thought there was going to be more than that, bigger than that, and that's it, right? But the joy of the process is actually where the joy should be found. And getting married to the process, like you said, is really the most important part. And Will and I go to the gym together, and it's funny, that habit of going to the gym, consistent effort over time, to me always wins. And going to the gym is a good barometer of that.
Big time.
Because if you go in spurts and then you're taking time off and spurt and time off, like, you don't really get the results that you want. But if you go for 30 minutes even instead of an hour or whatever, and on a consistent basis, you're going to see results. And the hard part about the gym part is that you don't get bulging biceps by doing bicep curls 1 or 2 weeks, right? You've got to consistently do it. And then all of a sudden, 9 months down the road, you're like, oh, dang, dude, I'm actually looking pretty good. This is better than I've looked in a long time, and whatever else. But the opposite's also true. I joke around about eating Twinkies. If I ate a Twinkie for breakfast, lunch, and dinner consistently over time, I would get results. Yeah. It would be diabetes, right? It would be the wrong result. It wouldn't be what I would want, but it would be a result.
Yeah.
And so being consistent in my effort over time is really, it's the hardest part, but the most important part, because that's where the true development and results come.
Yeah. And a lot of us obviously struggle. I mean, one of the things that I do admire about you and your amazing, amazing wife, I love watching you guys. You guys always just inspire me to actually be even more consistent. Like, I consider you guys my workout partners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, without being my partner, but I know you guys are going to be there.
Yeah.
So I already feel guilty. If I'm not there tomorrow, damn, what are they going to tell me the next day?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't let them beat me, but just for the audience to understand, it's always hard to maintain the consistency, working out, eating right. Everything takes habits. It takes that consistency of doing it, because I know I still fall short on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the great thing about it is I am trying to marry the process, and I really see value behind that.
Totally.
Especially when you're doing that at home. And one thing that I love of what you said is the best advice, or the best thing that you can do for your children, is date and love your wife.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I am going to put that to work.
Yeah.
And when you said that, it resonated so hard for me. But I'm telling you, that's what I currently do. And I can see it pour over with my kids.
Love that, man.
So I appreciate that you share it so out there like that. It's amazing to hear that.
Yeah. I've done some really cool things in my sales career, and solar, and specifically, I'm considered, some people say I'm the GOAT. I don't know about that. I appreciate them telling me that.
Be modest,
right? But I'm one of like 5 or 6 people that have over 1,000 personal installs, and I've managed massive teams and whatever else. And it's been a really cool venture, that particular thing. But the number one thing that I'm most proud of, and you just said it, so I'm going to repeat it, but the thing that I'm most proud of in my career in solar specifically is that I've taught a whole lot of sales reps to go on dates with their wife every week. That's like what I'm absolutely most
That's awesome.
proud of. And I'll get messages every once in a while on Instagram saying, hey man, just want to let you know I've been doing the date night with my wife every week and it's made such a difference. And because that example of me spending time with my wife, loving my wife is super important, especially if you're raising little kids. It's important for her to feel loved. It's important for me to connect with her at least every week, kind of sit down, meaningful, go to dinner, whatever activity we choose. And then my kids see that. And then when my kids are dating and if they are dating somebody that maybe doesn't act that way, they're going to be like, no, that's not how my dad treated my mom. You know what I mean? Like, so sorry, buddy, you gotta at least live up to
SOL.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, anyway,
That's beautiful.
that has been such a blessing for us. For sure.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you share that. I mean, having 4 daughters, obviously it's fun, but as they get older, they're gonna go spread their own wings, you know. And it's just great that you're instilling those values, that you're getting them to see how mom and dad, you know, do things. One of the other things that you also do with your kids is you have a non-negotiable at 8:15 p.m.
Yep.
And share a little bit about that.
At 8:15, that's scripture study and prayer at nighttime. That's when we're trying to shut everything off and be done with everything that we can by that time. My job doesn't always allow that because I'm meeting people in the evenings often.
Yeah.
But as much as I possibly can, and at least at home, we have that at 8:15 that we have scripture study and prayer. And
That's pretty cool, man.
yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Speaking on that, like I was telling Will, I think it was last week, I started implementing. I have 2 boys. One of them just turned 2, my oldest turned 4. I started praying with them at night. And they don't know how to say much words, but I can get them to say thank you, God. I can get them to say bless my family. So little by little, I'm conditioning them to have that in their routine, and eventually, when they come and tell me who's God, boom, now it starts.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful, and it's one of the things that allowed me to just have more patience with my kids and do something that they don't know what they're saying, but I know what the purpose of it is, and it's brought me so much joy to see them actually do it, and then just the relationship I have with them, and as they grow and develop, I'm like, dude, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and so much of that is not it's building a relationship with God, and it's also like they're spending time with you, right? Like kids love language. Kids spell love time, right? It's about time. And my girls in particular, when we like to have dance parties, and if I'm busy, if we're dancing, they're dancing or something like that, and I'm kind of like they know that I'm not in the zone with them, right? They know that I'm there, and usually my girls will be dancing, and then they'll stop, and they'll make sure that dad's looking. And as long as I make eye contact, then they'll keep going, and they'll keep doing their thing. But like that, being with them, the time with them, like that is really what it's all about.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Cause we get so preoccupied with, I got to close this deal. I got to text them now because then I won't get to it. Right. It's similar like when you're driving a vehicle, it's distraction. It can cause an accident, and when you're doing that at home, it's not an accident, but it's causing your kids to be impacted. Like, well, he's just back at work. Right. He's just back at work, and then they're going to do the same thing. So I'm glad that you use that. I didn't even think about it like that, but that's another thing I'm going to try to implement in my life. I have 5 grandkids. So, I love when I see them, I get to be immature again.
Yeah.
Even though I was still mature, but now it gives me a good reason to be that,
to be fun grandpa.
That's it.
So one of the things in sales, we're always strapped for time. It's always this call, have to go to this appointment. What changes have you made from the start of your career to now that allows you to have more time and also more revenue?
Great question, man. So I one of the things that has been really, really effective for me, and kind of could parlay your comment too, is to put some boundaries around my time, because I'm 100% commission. And so if somebody calls me, I make money if I answer the call or if I respond to the text. If it's a happy customer, if it's a mad customer, if it's a referral. But what I've learned is that the more I can be all in to where I'm at right here, right now, the more success I'm going to have with that thing. And that it'll allow me to be all in at the next thing too. And I talk about like flipping a switch when you go in and out of a room. You turn the light switch on and off. When it's time to be on work, I'm on work. I'm not on social media. I'm not texting friends. I'm not thinking about the ball game at the end of the week.
Gotcha.
I'm in the game and I'm selling. And when it's time for us to have scripture study, my phone's away. I'm not there. I'm not answering anything. Another sacred hour for me is from 6:45 to 7:45 in the morning. I wake up the girls. I get them ready for school, take them to the school. Like that's a very sacred hour for me. You're really not gonna get an answer to any phone calls, texts, anything like that during that time frame, because that is time for me to be in the game, in the zone with them.
Nice.
And what that allows me to do is, instead of having distracted time, a focused 4 hours at work is way better than 6 or 8 hours of distracted time. Like, you get in the game for 4 hours, turn everything on do not disturb, just go. And you watch how productive you'll be.
Wow.
Right. And then I do the same thing. And at the gym, the only time you'll see me, I listen to podcasts and different things, and books and stuff while I'm at the gym often, but I'm not responding to things. Right. And sometimes when I go to church, I leave my phone in the car. It's me and God time. Every once in a while I'll get an emergency thing, but I if it's an emergency thing, like somebody's on life support, obviously I'm going to keep my phone with me. Right. But a mad customer is going to be mad in 15 minutes as well as mad right now.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll be cooled off a little bit in 15 minutes if I let it wait for a little bit. A hot referral, they're going to be probably a hot referral in 15 minutes. And I maybe don't necessarily need to take it right now too, or maybe an hour or two. And one of the things that I've done that's been really healthy for me is Sundays, I keep my phone on do not disturb all day. And it is it's family, God, and me time on Sunday. And sometimes people will text me on Sunday, and it can be as simple as a yes or a no.
Yeah.
And I don't respond. And because it's me, and I don't look at my phone a couple times throughout the day. That's really it. If my family needs to get a hold of me, they call my wife.
I love that.
They know who's not a disturbed.
Yeah, call her. And then people will follow up with me Monday morning. And they'll be like, hey, did you get my last message? And it allows me to establish a boundary. Oh, hey, John, sorry I didn't get to you yesterday. Sunday's the only day I don't work. So I didn't respond on Sunday because that's the only day I don't work. But here's the answer. And now I've established a boundary with a customer, a sales rep, a referral, any of those things. Like, hey, we all should probably do that, right? And I try not to respond before 9 in the morning and 9 at night, because we shouldn't really be texting for work after 9 o'clock at night. My personal perspective. Other people are like, no, dude, I'm in the grind, I'm in the hustle. I can text you anytime, which I agree to an extent, but like, our brains do better when we have time off.
Yeah.
You know? And so anyway, just being really intentional about my focus has allowed me to, that was a long-winded answer to how do you get more time and make more money. You be real intentional about your time blocks, really intentional about your boundaries with people, so that I'm refreshed. When I have my phone on do not disturb all of Sunday, I have all one day where it's me, God, and family time. Yeah. Like when Monday comes, dude, I'm freaking fine.
Let's go. I like the switch.
You make me realize that, as long as you're being intentional, you set the right time, you don't need to grind out like tons of hours if you're intentional about the work you do in 4 hours instead of 10, 8, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, identifying what it is you need to do and what you don't need to do, and just do what you need to do.
Yep.
Thank you for
sharing. And in
that.
offices, sometimes it's going to be hard because you want to be buddies and you want to talk and you want to hang out around things. There's different strategies that you can do. And some of it is just good communication. Like, hey, dude, I'm in, and you call it a word, I'm in go time. You can't talk to me for the next whatever, or you have a light, or an effective one for sales managers is when reps come in and they think that your time is their time all of the time. And so when they come into the office, instead of sitting down, to stand up and kind of move to the side of your desk. You gotta do that. To stand up and kind of sit on the side of your desk, and you're not getting comfortable, and they're not sitting down and getting comfortable. It'd be a little weird for them to sit down while you're standing up. So if you stand up and they stand up, and you kind of answer the questions and kind of end
on your way.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You got this.
Or you have some communication with them of like, hey man, when I'm standing up, that means that this is a short interaction. But I want you to know that you can come to me.
Yeah.
but I want you to also know that I'm working on this for you to help this be better.
Exactly.
You know,
That's awesome. No, it's so true, man. Speaking of comfortable, I brush my hair with my right hand. I'm a right hand person, but if you see my hair, it goes to the left, so it's easier for me to use my left hand. But I see that you do little techniques to just get uncomfortable. Just start practicing being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that when you are knocking the door, you are making that call, it's already there. You just got to make it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I tell you, it was uncomfortable trying to go the side of his hair, and I was just trying to do it. But I go, you know what? I'm going to see Ashton today. I'm going to try that technique, and I'm going to tell him I practice being uncomfortable.
be uncomfortable. That's so good. That's so good.
And my hair wasn't too bad, you know?
Why,
So it's not
why
that
do you
bad.
think that's important to be uncomfortable?
You know, it's very important because we always set an expectation that everybody's going to say yes. And if they don't say yes, they don't like me. You know, you take it personal, but, you know, it takes time to realize that those are just insecurities.
Yeah.
You know, you're just probably not communicating the right way. You're probably just communicating based on what you want, not paying attention to what the client wants.
Yeah, yeah.
And in business and teaching our kids communication like you are, dating your wife, dating the wife and loving her, you know, they don't understand that until they see the motion going through and they see the consistency of that. That's just in any business, any way we communicate. We got to see the consistency to learn how to be a soundboard and listen to what they want.
Yeah.
You know?
And being uncomfortable is important, because then when you're talking to somebody,
Yeah.
and that doesn't resonate exactly, and they don't say yes exactly, if you're not comfortable being uncomfortable, then you're probably not going to get very far
At all.
right? I'll do silly things, man. I wherever you sit down, put your hands together real quick for me. Okay, now do it the other way. Now put your thumb on the other side. Yeah, I'll do this all the time. Or I'll sit down and I'll be like, oh, do I need to get uncomfortable? And when I'm crossing my legs, I'll sit down and be like, oh, I need to go the other way. And on my phone, I've got the pinned messages, and I want to have it look uniform and nice. And then I unpinned one, and I was like, well, who should I pin? Because I want to have it be uniform and nice. Then I was like, no, I should leave it unpinned, so it's like awkward.
Bothering me.
And it's bothering me. Yeah. So it's bothering me, so that I can get comfortable with this. And that's a simple little stupid thing, right? But like, the more I can do that, and this one gets you good. Fold your arms real quick. Yeah. And then now do it the other way. So you just bring one under and the other one around.
That just feels weird.
And tuck the other one. It feels super weird, right?
But my muscles feel good.
Yeah. But just being uncomfortable and doing that intentionally, so that when I'm talking to the customer,
Oh, I'm uncomfortable.
and it's not, it's not all going all that smooth. Like, I've been here before, dude. I've had to freaking cross my arms the other way, you know, or whatever.
So not gonna get me switch his hands to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've been here before. Yeah,
You know, one of my biggest things that I'm very uncomfortable with is asking for discounts.
No way.
But I'm going to start practicing.
I love asking for discounts.
I don't, you know, but I'm going to use yours. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. Can I get a discount? You know, and I love that. And again, you know, when I go to the gym myself, I do listen never to music. I'm always looking to self-improve. I think every day we could always improve on one little thing.
For sure.
And if we just become open-minded, it's great. I always tell these guys, I pray, you know, Monday through Fridays, and I get up and I say, Jesus, thank you for allowing me to wake up above ground. Thank you for giving me the mindset you've given me to want to make a difference for myself and for others. Because it starts with you first, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I already put it out there. So when I go to the gym, I'm just going to go and I'm going to exercise my brain and the body.
Yeah.
You know, just to maintain that consistency.
Totally.
And I tell you, when you're doing these things, I'm like, always just being a sponge, gotta listen. So I'm gonna use the discount and I'm gonna ask for it because I'm a good guy.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
He's been studying my stuff, dude.
I do. I just continue to fall more in love with you. So when
Should I explain what?
Yeah, please.
No, please explain it. What I want to go with this is, when did you realize that you have to ask for the business, you have to ask for discounts, and just get uncomfortable and go for the ask?
Yeah. So I've done door-to-door sales, right? 2005, sold satellites for 3 years, and then sold alarms for 3 years. And then I moved to San Diego and started a couple businesses with my brother. And my wife's uncle said to me, he's like one of the smartest guys I've ever met. He just looks at things, picks things apart, figures them out. He's just super brilliant. And he said, Ashton, one of the best things about you is that you're not afraid to ask for the business. And I was like, are people afraid to ask for the business? I guess I never really knew like people weren't, that was like a bigger thing. He was like, so many sales reps will show all these beautiful things and mortgages like, hey, you should do this because this is going to be better for you and this and that and the other. And I can get you in a safe place. And you're talking to all the benefits. And then you're praying that somebody says, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. Instead of saying, can I serve you? Can I help you? Will you buy from me today?
Yeah.
Right. And so he kind of pointed that out to me. And then I kind of pieced some things together of what I had actually already been doing, which was asking for discounts for stuff. So I have a training course called the Foundational Selling System. And one of the things that I teach in that is one of the fastest ways to get good at selling. And it's a little uncomfortable, but is to ask for discounts all of the time. And so I ask for discounts on anything and everything. Okay. I ask for a discount on my house. I ask for a discount on my mortgage. I ask for a discount on the furniture. I ask for a discount on Chipotle food. I get free guacamole. I ask for discounts at
I'm gonna try this weekend.
Wherever I go. And what it does is two things. It gets me in the habit of asking for the business.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in the habit of always asking for it. I'm okay with the answer being yes or no. Most of the time, things I ask for a discount for, I'm planning on paying full price anyway. But if they give me a discount, then I save a ton of money, right? So I'm saving all y'all a whole bunch of money here today.
If you didn't ask, you would have paid the same thing.
I would have paid the same thing. But if I ask, then I usually get a discount.
You know, I was like, how embarrassing is that, right? Like, oh, you're going to go Chipotle, give me guacamole, right? But that's not the case. I was looking at it like that until the way you broke it down. I'm like, Will, you're looking at the wrong way.
The wrong way.
You know?
So the other part of it is that it gets sales guys used to hearing the word no and being okay with it.
Yeah.
If I'm so scared of people saying no to me, I'm not going to be very good at sales because you're going to get more no's than you're going to get yeses, right? But if I ask for discounts all the time and the way I phrase it, I say, hey, do you guys got any discounts? I don't know the last time I paid full price for a hotel. I get a discount on every hotel I go to. Do you guys got any discounts? Like this just happened the other day. I'm driving to the hotel and hey, I'd like to stay a night. Yeah, what is it? Okay, well, do you guys got any discounts? Like any, like what? Like, no, not really. I was like, well, do you got any like good guy discounts? Like I take my wife on dates. I've got 4 daughters. I take them on dates. If there was a good guy discount, I'm a good guy. And you would want to give that to me. Right? And they're like, what did you say?
Yeah, you heard me.
And this one recently, the guy was like, no. And he was just hardcore. And I was like, okay, I'm still driving to the hotel, right? I show up at the hotel and the guy was like, hey, I didn't have a good guy discount, but I do have this and this and this discount.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I got, I don't know, $20 off.
Hey,
25 bucks off, whatever. But it was because I was willing to ask for it and phrase it like a good guy discount and that I get free, honestly, free or discounted stuff all the time.
That's awesome, bro. That is awesome. So I love that you have the whole coaching thing. Now, the whole coaching thing, and yes, I did do a lot of research on you because I'm asking the questions that I found myself very valuable because I think it resonates with a lot of things of who you are and what you're doing nowadays. But you mentioned that you were coaching a 5-year-old soccer team, AYSO, and you got emotional. Yeah. Why the hell you get emotional? Yeah. What's going on?
So what I believe is that all of us want to be seen and heard. All of us. If you're a brand new baby, if you're 100 years old, like every day we all want to be seen. And so what I loved about being that coach was at the end of every game, I never saw any coaches do this. I was the only coach that did this. But at the end of every game, I would get down in each of the girls' faces and I would look right at them. And I would say, did you have fun today? I'm going to get emotional again.
Yeah, good.
Did you have fun today? Yeah, I did. Look at me. You're awesome.
Yeah.
You're so awesome. I'm so glad you're here. This was fun because you were here.
Yeah.
To each of them. Right. And the girls started to look forward to that. Like, oh, it's at the end of the game. We got to go. Well, I haven't talked to coach yet. Like they wanted to be heard and seen as a little 5-year-old girl, just like all of us want to be heard and seen, And so when we give people that love and appreciation, no matter their age and sport. You know,
I love that. No matter what age.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I got grandkids. I get to be a freaking immature grandpa. I don't care. You know, I don't care who's around me. I get them on good. And I let them grab them by their face and let them know how much I appreciate and love them. How much of a difference they make for me too.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure those 5-year-olds made a difference in the way they had a great impact in you.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and here you are, a freaking phenomenal coach in what you do, bro. And we're just blessed to have people like you in the industry that are so successful, and you're giving back to make us better, to go out there and give us this energy that we do need. I have solar and I love it. You know, I put that freaking AC 24/7 and I'm gonna thank you, you know, for the solar company that came out.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know to appreciate something because we don't understand the value behind it.
Yeah.
You know, and we need somebody like you to coach these people out to help us understand that value. But obviously not everybody's going to give that same ownership like you do, right? Like just giving that love and let me go out there and give more.
Yeah.
So how did that transition out? The 5-year-old, now I'm a coach of running a legacy company like you are.
Yeah. I mean, so I've got my foundational selling system and then I'm a VP for legacy. Actually, I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm about to launch a supplement company. It's focused specifically to like salespeople and door-to-door salespeople. It's called Door Destroyer.
Oh,
but it's going to be a sweet supplement company.
Nice.
That I had a meeting about it this morning. But
nice.
Anyway, I just love. I mean, the community aspect. Just being like in the game and with people, man. I mean, I just love. You talk about having community and building that and bringing that goodness to the world. I want to be a force for good. I think all of us are and can be.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a choice. How do you want to live your life, and how are you choosing to live your life, and then you take actions, you know, accordingly. So,
you know, going right back to the coaching and how you would speak to every kid, you know, it struck me where you don't know what they're going through at home or their parents, and maybe they don't get that recognition or they don't get that love or that just attention because their parents are focused on paying the bills, going through it, and just going through stuff that, you know, kids don't see or don't understand yet. And that little time that you gave them that attention, that light, I think for them speaks volumes, because maybe they don't get it at home, but if they're able to still get it somewhere, it still feeds that heart.
Yeah.
And I think it keeps them, you know, happy and pure to know that, you know, love is out there and it's, you know, everyone's good. And I really, really like that you mentioned that.
Yeah. And imagine if we all did that, right? Over and over, because we don't know.
Yeah.
I heard a quote once from a church leader that said, pretend like half the people that you meet are going through a major thing in their life that they could use some extra love.
Yeah.
And years later, he came back and he said, I was off. It wasn't 50%. It's more than 50%. It's like 75% of people in the world are going through something that's pretty major, right? You guys don't know that one of my best friend's little brother just died. And I just flew back from his funeral. They asked me to speak, one of the greatest honors of my life. They asked me to speak at his funeral on Tuesday.
Unreal.
And my heart was heavy last week. I was a keynote speaker at a sales conference. I was an MC at SalesCon, trying to bring positive energy and control my state. And in the back of my mind and my heart, I was like really hurt because my little brother died, you know, like one of my best friend's little brothers. You don't know that because I haven't shared that to you till right now. You've probably got something going on. You've probably got something going on, right? And be it we don't know each other well enough, or we don't talk deep enough, or whatever. But if we can spend time and be locked in with somebody and help them be seen and heard, that helps all the rest of that stuff, right? And then maybe they'll be like, hey, dude, I don't know, I feel like I should tell you this, but I'm going through X, Y, and Z. And maybe that comes up sometimes and maybe it doesn't, but even just the love that they've felt, like you said, this little kid that can't control life circumstances a lot. Maybe there's some stuff going on at home and they get poured into on a Saturday. It feels good.
Yeah, they're like, you know, they're just a, you know, backlash of what's happening at home. It's, you know, so that's like just light to them.
Yeah.
Well, my condolences to your family. It's never fun, or it's never just, it's life-changing. It's a nightmare that just begins, you know, when you you lose somebody, you know, I always think it's the ball and chain, right? It's just that pain, that heaviness, that which is the pain, will just continue to follow you through the rest of your life. And as we go day by day, we learn to carry that weight better.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll always carry that ball and chain with us. So you know, again, my condolences to your best friend. It really sucks. It's a bummer. But the big man upstairs, there's reason why he has plans. You know, we lost my son 11 years ago now, one day shy of his 19th birthday. So
Wow.
I get it, you know, and life has got to move on, you know. And what's crazy about it is we're going through all these challenges in life, and a lot of people are going through it. We see what's going on in the world. Everybody's going through something, like you said, you know, but life goes on. The bill, you know, the utility companies continue to, hey, you got to pay me, you know, the bill's still queuing. There's no sympathy there. There's none of that.
Yep.
You know, everybody's just got to go, and you got to learn to just overcome these challenges and just deal with it different, right? You got to learn to carry that weight in a different way.
Yeah. Tony Robbins talks about like managing your state, right? Like you get to decide how that goes. I was on another podcast recently, and the guy asked a question. He said, if you could give the world one piece of advice, what would it be? Or one thing? And I said that you get to choose. Life is a choice. And Viktor Frankl talked about how when there's a stimulus and response, and between that stimulus and response is a choice. You get to choose how things go. If you know, if somebody ran into you, I actually got hit on a car accident on Father's Day, not this Father's Day, but the last Father's Day, and I could have yelled at the guy. I had my two of my youngest daughters in the back car. I could have had this big blow up experience. Yeah, and I thought, it's his Father's Day too, man. Like, it was 100% his fault, and he 100% understood. I was stopped at a stop sign, right? And he comes around and hits me. It's his Father's Day too. It's not going to help him for me to like yell at him, right? Stimulus and response. Life is a choice. I chose to be happy. I chose to say, you know, give me your information and smile about it. My cute daughters talk about, like, I was so proud. Yeah. They went and got flowers for him. They kind of picked him off. It was over by our gym. They picked out flowers that they probably weren't. It was public property, or not public property, but somebody else's property. Yeah, private. They picked out some flowers, and they gave it to the guy because it was his Father's Day too. And they gave some to his wife that was in the car that I think may have been yelling at him before, which caused him to hit her or whatever. But I was so proud that instead of us yelling and being mad, that we chose to offer grace and extend that love, you know. And because we get to choose, life's a choice, man. You get to choose how things go up here, and that dictates everything. Yeah, else.
I do like that you say, you also mentioned about choice with your daughter. She's having a bad day. You got the choice, right?
Yeah.
You know,
you get to choose.
You get to choose. So I love it, and it's very true. You know, so I'm just glad that we go to the gym. We smile. I can tell you guys know everybody too, because you're smiling. We're just trying to impact. Like we get it, and the reason is, like, we understand everybody's going through something, but. Yeah. There's nothing difficult to say, hey, how's it going? How it is, and have a smile. It's just that energy, it gravitates to others. Yeah. You know, I'm sure, how many times have you been thanked for, like, you're at the gym and they say, thank you for saying and checking on me or whatever? Yeah. How many times?
Number of times, yeah.
It's probably numerous times for you. Yeah. So, no, I love it. I love it. So go ahead, Brian.
No, I was going to say, I feel like, you know, as men, we have our word and integrity. And, you know, that really signifies our values and who we are. What daily habits help you be the most honest person you know?
Great question. So a daily habit that I just barely started is to write out more I am statements. You know, I'm virtuous, I'm charitable. I write those every day, and those help me to remind me of who I am. Right.
Wow.
So that's a newer habit, you know, to be and I train on trying to be the most honest person that I know, right? I'm always trying to make sure that that's who I am. One of the hardest things about that is that I live with me, right? And so I know what goes on every day, right? And I know if I'm being true to me or not, and if I'm living to what I want or not. I've also just, like, honestly, in like the last 2 weeks, I've thought about the expectations that people have of me, and I'm going back and forth in my mind of, is it in integrity for me to live to what their expectations are, if it's said or unsaid, or does that actually matter? I'm still kind of going back and forth with that because, and one of them is I take my kids to school, right? So Lydia and I got the early shift, and I'm in the gym at 5:30 to 6:30, and then I come home, and she's taking one of our kids to a seminary class before high school while I take care of the middle school and elementary school kids. And my commitment initially was to be back by 6:45 so that I could wake up the kids and then I could get them to school. So I thought that was my commitment to Lydia. What we talked about, but the actual commitment is just getting the kids to school on time.
Yeah.
So if I get a little bit of extra time at the gym, 5 or 10 minutes, and I show up at 6:50, am I out of integrity?
Oh.
I don't know yet. I'm still kind of wrestling with this, right? I'm still kind of wrestling with it.
Tell that to the realtors that we got to close their loan on. But I still closed it, right? I'm kidding.
Yeah. So they got to be in integrity. Sounds like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm always thinking about that. I as a kid, I would do little white lies often, and I think a lot of us do. And it's not.
Oh God.
And it's not it's not like for anything bad. Like I could have said.
Yeah.
I could have made up this big story. I was a couple minutes behind today for this.
Yeah.
And in my mind, some of my natural stuff as a kid was like creating an excuse that would be a good excuse to be like, hey, I was at this and this and this and this. And instead of making an excuse or even, lying about an excuse,
yeah,
or making some elaborate thing, I just said, I'm going to be late. Sorry, I'm going to be late. I'm getting there as fast as I can. Yeah. And before Ashton would have probably created some little thing, and it even came up right for me that I'm doing that, but that's actually not true for me to make a little, that doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. Did it matter?
No.
If I would have said that there was some great excuse or not,
actually you put too many sentences.
Too many sentences. Yeah.
Just tell me you're on the way.
Don't worry about it. We got you.
Matter. So anyway, I'm always honestly trying to check that. I'm always trying to be the most honest person that I know, because that's how I want to live. And that's just a choice that I want to.
Well, that's going to reflect in your business. Yeah. It's going to reflect in your personal life. It's going to reflect with your children. It's going to reflect with everything that you do, and those are the things, that I started with. So I'm very grateful to my wife that she's molded me like, dude, don't. And so I check you're right. It's hard to remember a lie anyways. Yeah. It's very hard. Yeah. So I'd rather not remember it. Like, I'm just not going to remember. This is what it is. And that's what it is. So delivering difficult news, although it's very uncomfortable, right? Yeah. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. It's just something that has to be done. Yeah. You just have to do it, and don't wait till the last minute. Just do it before. You'd be surprised of what the response is going to be. Just like I was, cool, bro. I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy day. We're right. People, we look at our consumer like they're not our family. They're not like, once we're done, it's like later, it's like, no, I look at everybody like family. You're my family. Even after I close a transaction, I want you to call me and ask questions.
Yeah.
Please tell me what you're going through, because you're not going to learn everything just when we closed, right? You're not going to know everything when you close a soul and you put that in there. What if it's not producing enough energy? Like, we don't know that, but if you call us and you tell, hey, your panel's not producing enough energy, and you tell me the truth, I don't know, bird crapped on the thing or something chipped,
right.
We want the truth.
Yeah.
And that's what we want, man. So I appreciate that you share that.
Yeah. I also think it's in sales, people want to buy from good people. Mm-hmm. They don't want to buy from scumbags.
Nope.
Right. So if they can feel or sense that you're a liar or that you're doing something shady, even if you're not if you're honestly with them, but then you're doing some shady stuff in other places, I feel like people can feel that energy, that vibe. So when I walk into a room, I want people to like, dang, that's a really good dude. I can tell that's a really good guy.
Discount.
I want to
better give him a discount.
I want to ask you a challenging question. How do you repair trust when you've made a mistake?
Ooh, communication. Yeah. It's hard. It's that uncomfortable thing. And it also becomes a there's a me problem, there's a you problem, and there's a us problem, right? And if I've made a mistake and I've harmed somebody, that's a me problem. If I've done everything I possibly can to resolve that mistake, it's now become a you problem if you don't accept that, right? Because it's no longer if I've you know, I stole $10 from you and I gave you 100 back and I apologized 100 times. Mm-hmm. Is it still a me problem? If you are holding the grudge against me and I've done everything possible that I could to restore that, it's no longer a me problem, right? And that could sound like, I don't know if that sounds arrogant or sounds wrong in any way, but like it becomes communication, right?
Yeah.
A heartfelt communication, not a like, I just got to say this because
you caught me.
You caught me, right? Like a sincere, like, hey dude, I was wrong. I messed up here. I'm so sorry that I'll try to do this to make it up to you or whatever. Yeah. Having that real raw conversation is actually what's how you get through something harder when you made a mistake. And then, like I said, if I held on to it that you were still not giving me grace or forgiving me, I could still hold on to that myself, or I could realize, dude, I've done everything I possibly can. I have to move on from this now, and this is actually not a me problem anymore because I've done the most that I can. As long as you have done the most you can.
Right,
if
intentions.
You're just like, your intentions. If you're just like, I just checked this box and I said sorry, it's his problem now. That's not real, right?
Yeah. There it goes. It's back on you. No, I love that you share that because we go through that a lot. What a lot of people don't understand is you rely on other people to help you get through that. Like you put everything together. I know what I like to go back to the panels because that's what we're talking. That's what you're freaking good at. Solar panels. The solar. So I go back to that because it's like, I already studied your bill. I already know how much energy you need. I got this. But there's other people that go into it. There's other people that have their hand I call it in the cookie jar, right?
Yeah.
And if they just, freaking drop the ball, it comes back to us.
Right.
So we have to be very apologetic and we have to take the downfall for what other people did.
Totally.
And that's just what's crazy about things. A lot of people don't understand that, and we're constantly fighting those battles out there, like pleading to please, bro, seriously, it's not our fault. The freaking underwriter just didn't see this, or like, I told the guy to install 50 panels. I don't know why he did 49, it's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. And things come up like that too. Like in solar as an example, sometimes I've been doing solar for 11 years. So I'm almost 12 years. I'm a dinosaur in solar years for sure. But sometimes how it always works is you submit your historical usage, and we have to submit a bill, and the utilities have to prove that we've submitted a bill to them, and blah 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 blah. Well, if it's a mild year, previous 12 months, and they're like, I want to cover all my usage, maybe give you an extra 10% or 20%. I always recommend a little bit extra just in case it is a mild year because I've lived through this experience. But then the next year, they're like, I didn't change my habits at all. But we had, crazy hot weather. Like, sure, your habits didn't change, but the weather did. And we built the system off of this one. Do you remember that? Yeah. We built the system off of this. And now the weather has made it so that you're using a lot more air conditioning than you did the year before. Even though we gave you extra, the panels are actually still performing exactly like they should. Yeah. Well, I didn't change anything. Well, I know, but Mother Nature changed, right? So there's conversations that maybe even a guy didn't do wrong, but Mother Nature changed, and they're like, "Well, you're the wrong." It's all still good. Everything I've said, the most honest person I know, everything I've said is actually still accurate, but X, Y, and Z happened, and sometimes that's a hard conversation. That's like crazy. You lied to me, and I can't believe I did this, and like, dude, you're saving so much money. Wow.
Yeah. So this might be a crazy question to ask, but in San Diego, I don't know if you know these numbers or not. I don't know if whatever, but what's the percentage of homeowners that actually have solar right now?
It's in SDG&E. It's probably like 18%.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 20%.
That's it?
It could be more than that.
Yeah. But that's still pretty low.
That's still pretty low. You got a lot of renters in San Diego. Yeah. So if you take like the addressable market, half of people rent. Right. Yeah. Then if 20% of people have already got solar, and then they may own it, but they may be in a condo that can't get solar. So when you're looking at homes of like addressable market, it's definitely shrinking.
Got it.
It's San Diego. If you live in San Diego, anyone, and you don't have solar yet, please contact me.
Yeah.
Like
we're gonna put your info.
It is honestly the craziest thing to me, and I'm not crazy. You're not crazy if you don't have it yet. But there's programs where you basically switch power companies. You don't have to spend 20 grand. You don't have to spend 40, 50 grand. You don't even have to get a loan out.
Yeah.
You have to have a roof that's in decent shape and have a 650 credit score. And actually this morning I found out about a new option that you don't even have to have any credit.
Really?
So they could be a 0 credit option if your credit's not very good and you pay less money than the utility company.
No way.
And you get it guaranteed for like
so
a
basically
25-year
the
period.
utility company uses your roof.
Yeah, it's a solar utility company. They use your roof and you get a major discount. Most people, even now we're adding energy storage and batteries sometimes, and it's still 35% off, 40% off.
And so tell me,
You're going to have a fridge. You might as well get a discount to keep your fridge plugged in. And especially if you're a good guy.
yeah, the good guy discount.
He gives good guy discounts.
I give good guy discounts.
So I
You
mean,
should put that on our post.
I have it. My bill was on average, it was like $500 some in the summer. It was like 900 and change.
Crazy.
You know, and so then I went down like, yeah, I'll pay $199 for this. And I know every year it continues to go up, right? But so does with this DG&E.
Yeah, right.
And so my understanding is the more people have solar, the utility company increases the bill. Like
Yeah, it's a little death cycle. I draw it out for customers. There's a certain price per kilowatt hour right now. SDG&E is like 40 to 45 cents depending on time of year. And some people think that's too expensive. So they decide to go solar. When they go solar, what happens is that the utility company has less customers. And if the utility wants to make the same amount of money or more, like they always do, what do they have to do? They have to raise the price per kilowatt hour. And then there's a new set of people like, this is now too expensive.
Bam,
and
cycle.
It just continues to go up and up and up. And all the people that don't have solar right now, because they're against it, because they look ugly, because whatever, they're paying for everybody else to have solar panels, you know?
Basically, you're just paying for the
ugly.
premium. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So anyway.
That's pretty cool. So when you're going and you're telling all these guys, your trainees, you guys, your students, not your trainees, your students, go out there, go knock doors. Are they on drones? Because I know that I go in my area, and I think almost everybody has solar.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to ask that percentage, because it's like, it seems like quite a bit.
In certain areas. So down here in Chula Vista, it's probably in different parts, we're over 50%. You go out to El Cajon, Lakeside, we got some neighbors that are 80%. The only people that don't have them are the people that are renting and that maybe didn't qualify because they had bad credit or their roof wasn't in good shape or something.
And that's about to change.
Yeah. That's about to change. Yeah. So, you know, there are pockets where everyone has it, as they should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway.
So what's been your greatest success in one day? I want people to hear this.
Marrying my wife.
Besides that, in your career, you had what, 22, 28 contracts in one day?
Yeah, I sold 22 accounts in a day.
Are we talking about accounts? I didn't know
22 solar sales in a day.
What the heck?
All fresh, all different. Actually, I think there was 2 in there where somebody had their house in another house. So 20 different people.
Frenzy.
20 different people, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That was a crazy day.
Yeah, there was.
It's 24 hours in a day.
So, I mean, you were there from the morning all the way to midnight. You practically probably spend the night somewhere, you know?
It was crazy.
Jesus.
It was crazy.
So over 1,000 salespeople that you have taught and counting, talking about leadership, culture, and standards, how do you set a standard? And then after setting the standard, how do you make it contagious?
Ooh, those are great questions.
Dang.
It's communicated, communication, and then it's lived, right? Like when I communicated, when I showed up my very first summer selling and I brought my suitcases in and there was guys that were like getting comfortable and finding their room and putting their linens on their beds and stuff. And I dropped my luggage and I said, we're here to work. And we took off. That's setting a standard, right? I can say stuff, but that's also me showing this is how we do things around here, right? And the standard is what we tolerate. Like if we tolerate low productivity, if we tolerate low activity, then that's actually the standard. The standard isn't what we say. You're supposed to make 10 phone calls a day and they consistently make 2 or 3, but you like them and your buddies. So you're like, it's all good, dude. No sweat. It's all good, dude. Then the standard is actually 2 or 3, right? So it's how you set a standard is you explain what it is, you make sure that it's attainable for people, and then you show them how it's done. And sometimes in management, in sales and management, your job isn't to go be the front runner and to go set the pace. That sometimes isn't your job. I would dare say that there's too many sales managers that are above it because they paid their dues that should still be doing the thing.
Gotcha.
And if they're doing the thing, if they're selling and hey, the standard is X and I'm in charge of all of these things for you, and I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this, and I still sell the standard, what excuse do you have, right? You should totally be able to sell the standard. If I'm doing all of these things and still selling the standard, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't mean if the standard is 5 and that the leader needs to do 20, right? But I think there's some too many salespeople that become sales managers that graduated past that. I'm above that now. I don't need to go do that now. And it's like, no, dude, like if you want your people to do really well, go show them what it's like. And sometimes that's not possible. And you got to grab somebody behind and be like, hey, dude, I need you to be the example. I need you to be the leader. I need you to do X, Y, and Z for me. And I'm going to really build you up. I'm building you up to be the next manager. I'm going to having you replace me or whatever. But these are the things that I need you to do because all of us need that. And I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I'm already gravitating to it. Like I understand that it becomes contagious.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. I like that.
So that's what I would say.
Hey, that was a perfect answer. Thank you so much. I'm like, where's my notes? No,
what do you mean? You're the next replacement. That's it.
Ashton, thank you so much for your time, man. I feel like we could sit here and just talk hours on hours, but I'm sure there's stores that need to be tended to. There's clients that we need to talk to. But more than anything, I just want to say I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom, your life stories, your successes, the things you've gone through, your perspective, and how it's so different from everybody else's. When people see one thing, you see the complete opposite. And I think that's the light that gives people life.
Yeah.
So is there anything before we log off that you want to leave the crowd with, or anything that we maybe didn't touch on and you want to highlight?
No, you guys highlighted. You guys did great. I mean, I guess just that last little bit, and I could sell myself. You should get solar from me. I would love to take care of you. I'll give you a good guy discount. I would love for you, if you're in sales, to do my foundational selling system. When I have my solo company, I would love for you to buy that. But more than anything, like my biggest success in my career was teaching people to go on dates. What I mentioned it already when I was on that other podcast is like, you get to choose how life goes. That is like a thing that has helped me in my life. I get to choose and I get to be intentional. So far, every single week of my life, it may change next week, but so far Monday has come every single week of my life. That could change. Yeah. But I get to choose how it goes. And there's so many people in the world that they're like, oh, I hate Monday. I can't wait. I'm so mad about Monday. Like, dude, your life would be so much better if you just chose to have Monday be awesome. And I don't like it when people answer like, hey, dude, how you doing? Like, same day, same bull crap. You know, I'm like, bro, why are you living your life that way?
Groundhog Day.
You get to choose how your day goes. You get to choose how your life goes. You get to choose all of those things. Choose goodness, choose happiness, choose joy, choose progress, choose success. You know what I mean? You can have it all. You don't have to just be really good at this one thing and sucky at everything else, or just mediocre at all of it. Yeah. Right. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at or great at all of it, but I'm trying. I'm being intentional about being really good at all of it. Yeah. You know? And so choose your life.
I like that. Thank you, Ashton.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to put your information. We definitely, for our crowd, for our audience, for our clients, we want them to be taken care of like family. And I know with you, that's going to happen. Yeah. So that you got to reach out to Ashton. I would just say that just to say it because he's here. I'm telling you guys, based on all the information we have, all the data that we've been provided with, this is the guy. Like, this is the person that I'm going to actually personally, I have my IDs going and I have a couple rental properties. I'm going to need you to go out there and help me out on something.
Hey, get the hanging flowers and then also get the red truck. But he's already sold.
I don't have that. I know. I'm going to have to pull them out. You know what I mean? And go from there again. But no, I definitely appreciate it. I can't wait to see you at the gym. I know I'm going to see you anyway, so it doesn't matter. But, there's a lot of learning for me. And I just can't tell you enough that I'm very grateful for everything that you share and that you're putting yourself out there as more people should. They only just share a couple clips. You do hours and hours of this information. So I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on. Enjoy it.
Thank you, everybody at home, for listening and supporting. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
See ya.
So if you enjoyed this video and got value from it, subscribe right here. And if you want to watch another video, click right here.